Have you ever stopped to think that some of your daily habits, the ones you've trusted for years, might actually be working against you after 70? What if the very routines you believe keep you safe and comfortable are quietly speeding up aging? And most importantly, what if changing just a few of them could help you stay stronger, sharper, and more independent? The truth is, certain habits we take for granted can slowly chip away at our physical health, mental clarity, and even our freedom. In this video, we'll uncover 6 harmful habits that may be accelerating the aging process and show you practical ways to replace them. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share simple, actionable steps to help you reclaim energy, rebuild confidence, and live your later years with vitality and purpose. If you find value in this video, I'd truly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to support spreading these important lessons on healthy aging. And if you'd like, leave me a quick comment. Just type number 1 if you enjoy the video, or 0 if you think it could be improved. Now, let's get started. Mistake number 1, avoiding muscle strengthening activity. This is one of the most common and harmful choices people over 70 make. Many believe slowing down and minimizing effort is safer as they age. It's understandable. You may notice stiffer joints, reduced balance, or a bit of hesitation when lifting something heavier than a grocery bag. But here's the reality. Pulling back from strength-building exercises actually accelerates the loss of muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia, which becomes far more pronounced after 70. This gradual muscle loss doesn't just reduce your strength, it threatens your independence, mobility, and overall quality of life. Muscles aren't only for lifting heavy objects, they're the foundation of every functional movement. Each time you rise from a chair, climb a flight of stairs, carry a basket of laundry, or reach for something on a high shelf, your muscles make it possible. Without regular use, they weaken. Suddenly, those everyday tasks become harder, and the risks of falls, injuries, and dependency increase. The good news? Countering muscle loss doesn't require extreme workouts or training like an athlete. It's about staying intentional and consistent with exercises suited to your abilities. Simple resistance routines can make a remarkable difference. Bodyweight movements like chair squats or wall push-ups, light dumbbell exercises, or even resistance band workouts can help preserve muscle mass, improve joint stability, enhance balance, and lift your energy levels. Take Harold's story as an example. At 82, after a minor fall, he became overly cautious, limiting himself to short walks and long hours on the sofa. He thought resting more was the safest choice, but in reality, his inactivity was robbing him of strength and confidence, making daily tasks even more difficult. When Harold finally met with a physical therapist, he learned the truth. His decline was coming from inactivity, not exercise. With guidance, he started a beginner-friendly routine. Just 5 minutes a day. Simple moves like standing from a chair without using his arms, lifting light objects such as soup cans, and practicing balance by standing on one foot while holding a counter for support gradually rebuilt his strength and restored his confidence. Within just 2 months, Harold began to notice remarkable changes. His legs grew stronger, his balance steadied, and his confidence returned. Suddenly, moving around felt easier and more natural. But the benefits of strength training go far beyond physical ability. They reach into something deeper, your dignity and independence. Think about the freedom in being able to get out of bed on your own, walk through a store without leaning on a cart, or play with your grandchild on the floor and stand up without help. These moments of independence are not small. They are powerful reminders that you can still live life on your own terms. And the truth is, strength training doesn't require hours at the gym. Just 10 to 15 minutes of focused movement a few times a week can slow or even reverse muscle loss, improve circulation, and boost your mood. The danger of muscle loss lies in its silence. Unlike a sudden injury, sarcopenia creeps in slowly, almost unnoticed, until one day climbing stairs feels harder, or you realize you need your arms to push out of a chair. These subtle struggles aren't an unavoidable part of aging. They're signals that your body needs more care and activity. The encouraging news is that it's never too late to begin. Studies consistently show that even people in their 80s or 90s can rebuild strength with steady effort. You don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer, just a commitment to move more and break free from sedentary habits. By choosing strength, you're not only protecting your body but also preserving your freedom, vitality, and joy in daily living. Number 2, eating like you did in your 40s. One of the most common yet overlooked mistakes after 70 is continuing to eat the same way you did decades earlier, keeping the same portion sizes, meal routines, and comfort foods that once worked in midlife. This habit often feels natural and comforting, built on decades of routine. In earlier years, these eating patterns may have supported an active lifestyle and steady health. But as the body ages, its nutritional needs, metabolism, and digestion change dramatically, making old habits less effective, and in some cases, even harmful. After turning 70, metabolism slows, meaning the body burns fewer calories at rest. Digestion may become less efficient, and the need for specific nutrients to support bones, brain function, and energy increases. Yet many seniors continue to eat out of habit rather than listening to what their bodies truly need now. Large servings of heavy meats, refined carbs like white bread or sweets, and processed snacks may have once caused no issues, but at this stage, they can contribute to weight gain, fatigue, digestive discomfort, and even chronic conditions like high blood sugar or high cholesterol. At this age, every meal matters more than ever. While you may require fewer calories overall, the quality of those calories is crucial. Your body thrives on nutrient-dense, easy-to-digest foods that provide lasting energy and protect long-term health. Adjusting your diet doesn't mean giving up the joy of eating. It simply means making thoughtful choices that match your body's changing needs. This could mean reducing portion sizes, prioritizing fiber-rich vegetables such as leafy greens or broccoli, adding lean proteins like fish, eggs, or legumes, and incorporating healthy fats from avocados, nuts, or olive oil. Fresh fruits like berries or melons can support digestion while delivering essential vitamins. The goal is to fuel your body wisely so that every bite strengthens your vitality instead of weighing you down. Consider Emma, a 75-year-old whose story shows the impact of small dietary shifts. For years, she kept to her 3 hearty meals a day, a habit unchanged since her 40s. But eventually, she began to notice bloating after dinner, persistent afternoon fatigue, and even her clothes fitting more tightly. Concerned, Emma went to her doctor. Instead of scolding her, he offered simple, practical advice. Reduce portion sizes slightly, fill half her plate with vegetables, and pay attention to her body's signals of fullness. At first, Emma was doubtful. Would eating less leave her hungry and unsatisfied? But within just a month of small changes, the results surprised her. She lost a few pounds, felt more alert, slept better, and even noticed her mood improving. These shifts weren't about strict dieting. They were about listening to her body and giving it the nourishment it needed. Mindful eating is truly an act of self-care, not restriction. Think of it this way. Just as you wouldn't expect to wear the same shoes you wore in your 30s, your eating habits must also adapt to your current stage of life. Smaller, balanced meals can sharpen your thinking, provide steady energy, and even boost emotional resilience. And the empowering truth is this: building new eating habits in your 70s and beyond isn't only possible, it's rewarding. It's an opportunity to rediscover what truly nourishes you, both physically and emotionally, while forming a healthier relationship with food. By choosing quality over quantity, you're investing in a body and mind that remain strong and vibrant. If you're still watching and finding these lessons valuable, comment number 1 below to let me know you're here with me. Thank you for sharing your time. Now, let's talk about the third harmful habit: withdrawing from social connection. After 70, one of the most subtle yet damaging patterns is slowly pulling away from others. This retreat often happens so quietly that you may not even notice. You start declining invitations, canceling plans, or preferring the comfort of home over the effort of going out. Sometimes physical challenges like reduced mobility or fatigue play a role. Other times it's emotional. Perhaps you feel less relevant, or notice that fewer people are reaching out. Over time, you may start convincing yourself that solitude is preferable, that quiet feels restful, and that you're content in your own company. While moments of solitude are indeed healthy, long-term social isolation carries serious risks for both body and mind. Loneliness is not just an emotion, it's a documented health hazard. Studies show that older adults who lack connection face higher risks of depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, heart disease, and even weakened immunity. The truth is, your brain thrives on interaction just as your body thrives on exercise. Conversations, shared laughter, or even a brief chat with a neighbor or cashier act like mental workouts. They keep your mind sharp, your mood balanced, and your sense of purpose alive. Take Clara, for example, an 80-year-old widow. After losing her husband, she withdrew, believing solitude was what she needed to grieve. But as months turned into years, her world grew smaller. Her days became repetitive, her motivation faded, and her joy dimmed. Concerned, her daughter gently encouraged her to join a weekly senior yoga class, not for the stretching, but simply for a change of scenery. At first, Clara hesitated, worried she wouldn't fit in or have the energy. To her surprise, the real gift wasn't the exercise. It was the camaraderie. Talking with others before and after class, sharing stories, and laughing together reignited a spark she hadn't realized was missing. Soon, she found herself looking forward to each session, and her days felt brighter, fuller, and more meaningful. Rebuilding social connection doesn't require grand gestures or a busy calendar. It's about small, consistent touch points. A weekly phone call with a friend, a short walk with a neighbor, volunteering at the community center, or joining an online group around a shared hobby like gardening or reading. These interactions are emotional nourishment, lifting your spirits and reinforcing your sense of belonging. They remind you that you're not alone and that your presence truly matters. The danger of isolation is its self-reinforcing cycle. The less you engage, the harder it becomes to start again. But the rewards of reaching out are profound. Social connection sharpens the mind, reduces stress, and builds resilience. You hold a wealth of wisdom, humor, and life experience that others deeply value, even if you don't always realize it. By staying engaged, you not only care for yourself, but also give a gift to those around you, a reminder that they, too, are seen and valued. Now let's look at another hidden risk after 70. Brushing off minor health issues. One of the most dangerous habits is dismissing small symptoms, assuming they're just part of getting older. A fleeting dizziness, chest discomfort, ongoing fatigue, or occasional forgetfulness might feel insignificant, especially if you've been healthy or dislike making a fuss. Yet ignoring these signals can carry serious consequences. Early detection is critical in later life because your body becomes both more delicate and more communicative. Symptoms once harmless in your 40s or 50s may now point to real health problems. Swollen ankles could hint at heart or kidney issues. Frequent urination may suggest diabetes. Even mild memory lapses might signal early cognitive decline. The longer you wait, the fewer options remain, and preventable problems can turn into serious complications. Take Frank, a 78-year-old who took pride in his resilience and dislike of doctors. When his vision sometimes blurred and he felt tingling in his feet, he brushed them off as normal aging. He didn't want to worry his family or sit through medical appointments, so he stayed quiet. Only when his daughter urged him to see a doctor did he learn he had early-stage diabetes. Fortunately, because it was caught early, Frank managed it with diet and exercise, avoiding more serious treatments. His doctor warned him that waiting longer could have led to permanent nerve damage or even vision loss. Listening to your body's signals isn't hypochondria, it's responsibility. You are the expert on your body, and noticing when something feels wrong is a strength, not a weakness. Acting quickly often means simpler solutions, fewer medications, and better quality of life. If a doctor dismisses your concerns, you have every right to ask questions, request further tests, or even seek another opinion. Self-advocacy is a skill built over a lifetime, and now is when it matters most. Health issues in later years often begin quietly, without dramatic warning signs. By paying attention and taking action, you protect your vitality and preserve the freedom to keep enjoying the people and activities you love. Trust your instincts. They have guided you this far, and they remain your best ally. Now let's look at another surprisingly common mistake after 70, depending solely on memory instead of writing things down. In younger years, it may have been easy to recall birthdays, appointments, or a medication schedule without effort. But as time passes, relying only on memory can quickly become a risky habit. This mental sharpness was once a source of pride, and it's tempting to keep trusting your memory as you age. Yet even small declines in short-term recall, normal with aging, can lead to oversights with real consequences. Missing a lunch date or forgetting a phone call may be inconvenient but harmless. Forgetting whether you've taken your morning medication, however, can be dangerous. With conditions like hypertension, diabetes, or chronic pain, a missed or double dose can quickly destabilize your health. These mistakes often come from simple doubt, asking yourself, "Did I already take my pill?" Without a reliable system, you risk skipping a dose or taking an extra one. Beyond medications, relying too heavily on memory can cause missed appointments, unpaid bills, or overlooked commitments, adding stress and chipping away at your confidence. Tom, a 73-year-old, learned this lesson the hard way. He had always managed his family's finances, remembered every important date, and laughed at the idea of needing calendars. But with time, the slips began. He missed a doctor's visit, forgot a close friend's birthday, and even skipped his blood pressure pill twice because he wasn't sure if he had already taken it. At first, Tom felt embarrassed, fearing these lapses were signs of decline. But after an honest talk with his wife, he tried something new. He began keeping a small notebook for daily tasks and set phone alarms for his medications. Within weeks, he felt more organized, calmer, and surprisingly, more confident. The simple act of writing things down lifted a mental weight he didn't realize he was carrying. Tools like calendars, pill organizers, or smartphone reminders aren't signs of weakness. They're smart strategies to support your brain. Aging naturally affects short-term memory, even in healthy adults. But by shifting routine tasks onto reliable systems, you free your mind for what truly matters: connecting with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, and living with greater ease. The beauty of this habit lies in its simplicity and immediate impact. A weekly pill organizer can remove any doubt about medications. A fridge calendar keeps appointments and social plans right in view. Even a notes app on your phone can capture quick reminders or fleeting ideas. These tools don't reduce your abilities. They strengthen your independence and bring greater clarity to your daily life. Embracing them is proof of adaptability and a true commitment to thriving, not just surviving, in later years. Now let's look at another harmful habit: avoiding technology altogether. Many people over 70 fall into this trap, often without realizing the limitations it creates. For some, the pace of technology feels overwhelming. For others, one frustrating attempt, maybe with a confusing smartphone or a failed app, leads to dismissal. Thoughts like, "I've managed fine without it," or "I'm too old to learn," can take root quickly. But here's the truth. Those beliefs quietly shut the door on tools that can make life easier, safer, and more connected. Technology isn't about chasing trends or mastering complicated gadgets. It's about practical solutions that fit your needs. Sending a text to family, asking Siri or Alexa to remind you about a pill, or checking your health records online. These simple steps can bring peace of mind and convenience. These innovations aren't just novelties, they're lifelines. They help you manage prescriptions, connect with loved ones across distances, reach emergency services faster, and access trustworthy health information. When you reject technology completely, you risk depending on others for things you could easily do yourself. Grace, at 79, shows just how transformative embracing technology can be, even if reluctantly. For years, she leaned on her daughter to book appointments, refill prescriptions, and pass along messages, which slowly chipped away at her independence. Sensing her frustration, her grandson gently introduced her to a few simple smartphone tools: a calendar for appointments, a reminders app for daily tasks, and a pharmacy app for medications. The learning curve wasn't easy. Grace deleted reminders by accident and misspelled entries, but with patience and practice, she grew more confident. Soon, tasks that once demanded several phone calls took just a few taps, restoring her sense of control. Embracing technology doesn't mean becoming an expert or chasing every new gadget. It's about starting small with tools that meet your needs, checking the weather, texting a grandchild, setting medication alerts, or joining a virtual book club. These modest steps nurture independence and connection, proving that growth is possible at any age. Of course, learning new skills can feel intimidating, especially after past setbacks. But no one begins as a master, and guidance from a patient teacher, whether a family member, friend, or even a local workshop, can make all the difference. Many libraries and senior centers now offer free classes tailored to older adults, from smartphone basics to online safety. By staying curious and willing to try, you open doors to connection, information, and empowerment. Technology is not a barrier, it's a partner, helping you navigate aging with greater confidence. The more you welcome it into your life, the more natural it feels, enhancing both independence and joy. Sometimes all it takes is a spark of curiosity to begin that journey. Thank you for joining me on this journey to uncover 6 harmful habits that may quietly hold you back after 70. Together, we've explored how to strengthen your body, adjust your eating habits, stay socially connected, pay attention to health signals, stay organized, and even embrace technology, all to live with greater confidence and independence. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What lesson from this video resonated most with you, and how will you apply it in your daily life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences not only inspire me, but also encourage others in this community. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more insights to guide you toward a vibrant and fulfilling life. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.